Brews and Banter.
Hi, Frank.
Hey, Roman.
You were prepared.
That was premature on some things.
Welcome, Chris. Introduce yourself, and let's jump right in.
Well, thank you guys. I'm Chris Thompson with CST Media Productions. We're just a real estate media company, plus a couple other things, and we have a lot of fun in life. And that's
Longtime supporter of us.
absolutely.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah,
Thank
it's
you.
like-
We appreciate that.
Yeah.
It's like I missed a while because I was just too crazy, but then I was like, I caught up every freaking episode all the way through.
Yeah. You feel dumber?
No, I laughed a lot. I'm like driving. I'm like, this is good. It says, I sit there and text Roman like, dude, that was hilarious. I know it was like 3 weeks ago, but that was awesome.
We are educational. You learn stuff. Probably not anything that's good, useful in life.
Well, you learn stupid shit, and in the mix of it, there's some good stuff.
Let's see, what was the last one? Oklahoma hand grenade. I was like, I gotta send this to my wife.
Yeah, well, it's a good thing you
I
know.
gotta tell you, Urban Dictionary is amazing.
That's fun.
It'll definitely give you giggles. So Chris and I met a long time ago,
Very long time.
and I met Chris when my wife took a free self-defense class. So Chris was an instructor of
Oh, okay.
Kali martial art. It's a Filipino martial art that teaches a lot of empty hand weapons and it expands far. There's even ground dumang, right? Dumang.
Yep.
So I didn't know Chris then. My wife was just recommended through her friend, like, oh, we should take the self-defense class. And then my wife said, hey, if you happen to have time from work, stop by, just check it out. So
Was she your wife at the time?
yes.
Okay.
So I was like, you know what? I'll stop by, check it out. Martial art. I've been into martial art most of my life. I'm going to check it out. So I get there and Chris is like, what are you doing? Take your shoes off. Get on the mat. I'm like, okay.
Hey.
So I got on the mats. At the end of the class, Chris is like, hey, 1 week for free. Want to try it out? If you like it, sign up. If you don't, no big deal. You know, it's not for you. I'm like, sounds good. So far, so
Accurate?
accurate.
Yeah.
You think I can remember that for a fact?
Yeah, he's just like, yeah, whatever you say, Roman.
I remember. And then I signed up. And shortly after I signed up, I called my old instructor in karate, and I said, "Hey, so I found out about this martial arts called Kali. I've never heard of it. Do you know about it?" He goes, "Oh yeah." And so this is coming from Japanese martial arts. So I used to study like Okinawa karate do, and
With Mr. Miyagi?
yeah, yep. Wax on, wax off.
He whacks off.
A lot.
I whack off. And then he's like, it's a great art if you can find a good instructor. And I said, okay, thank you. That's all I needed to hear.
So he was your instructor?
So Chris was my Kali instructor for what, 7 years?
Something like that. Yeah, about that.
Jesus.
Yeah.
That's a long time.
Couple of those years were privates or mix maybe.
Yeah, it was a lot
Yeah.
of mix, a lot of privates.
But I fell in love with that art right away.
Now, you're still doing that now or no?
Not studying, but more like trying to keep up with it with some friends who we've been in class.
Are you not doing it anymore?
No,
Instructing?
I stopped.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we'll jump into that soon. And then so Carlos, who's been also on the show, we've met through the same
The
school.
best free Brews and Banter ambassador we have.
Carlos is our ambassador. And then in the current martial school art that I'm with my son, they do like a little bit of like stick fighting, but I'm trying to convince that instructor to allow me to teach a little bit. But yeah, I till this day I love it. Chris, thank you for that. I don't know if I haven't thanked you enough for teaching me that art. Thank you again.
You're welcome.
I love it. It's
You have. You've definitely liked it.
it's such a applicable art that I don't know. I enjoy it a lot. And people always criticize different martial arts. I'm not that kind of person. I think all martial arts are great. They're all different types of martial arts that are good for some people and not for others. And it just all depends on the personality, body type, strength, and all those things. And I think people should just pick what they like, they enjoy, and can apply and study that.
Well, and the fit. I mean, really, if you got someone's passionate about it, if you got someone who just doesn't give a shit, they want a buck,
Yeah.
that's not the person for you. But those people probably don't last too long. You know?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah. But then Chris, take it from there. you got, and you had a day job.
Oh yeah. The day job, worked for a nonprofit, which is never the best paying thing in the world. That sucked.
That applies to you. Like you're not making a profit yourself.
Yeah.
And what was your title there?
I did the IT. By the time I left it, I was the IT director there. But then, I'm leaving the name out of the place. But then 8 years of being the director, I never once saw my budget. So let's figure out that math and
That's
logic.
right. Yeah.
So
I always wonder, as an IT, right? How many people have you found like on porn sites?
oh, there's stories.
Because you oversee that shit, right? Like,
Yeah, to a degree, but
yeah.
when I got to the director part, like the phones came into it more, and they're using their personal phones, so you didn't see as much on the computers anymore. So that backed up.
If they use company equipment, you could see shit.
Oh yeah, just
And they forget.
stupid and stupid.
You naughty girl, you. Yeah.
No, it was never that. It was usually something else.
Oh,
really?
man. In my head, it's that.
In my head, I wish it was that. Some of the things I had to do one time, we had to pull a computer, and it's just like I didn't have to see the sites luckily, but I just had to look in the browsing history.
Yeah.
I'm just like, I almost threw up right then and there.
Oh,
It was
okay,
so
yeah.
disgusting. And
Yeah, that's not good.
it's like, I fire them now.
Yeah,
They got to
Yeah.
go.
Yeah.
But that's what it
Do you
was.
have to like report this person? Like, all right, we got to keep his name here. That this person was looking at this shit, just in case down the road something happens. We can be like, yeah, he was also doing this.
At that time, my boss was the one that had to do all those reporting. I didn't have
Okay.
it then. I was just the supervisor at the time, but I went and pulled the machine. He was actually on vacation. I'm like, all right, this happened. I got to call you because X, Y, and Z. So he knew, and it wasn't side blasted when he got back to work.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
nobody likes that. What's going on? Why don't you know about this?
Right.
Well, there.
Yeah, just so you know, there's a shipment incoming of barn animals, and it's for this particular person, for this particular use.
Just sign the invoice. Don't worry
How
about
do you
it.
feel about rabbits?
Cows, horses.
Right, whatever. Yeah.
Not judging. You do you.
Right.
Do it on your personal device. So you were in IT for a little while, and then I remember the day we were in your kitchen enjoying a cup of coffee after training, and then I was like, "Hey, Chris, I got this drone," and then you're like, "Oh no shit!" So like, then you picked up the drone, right?
That's the funny part. That's what started the entire business. for me.
Yeah, I remember that.
See, he started me on my whole new job.
But you had a drone already?
Nope.
Oh,
No.
He got it first. He talked me into
Oh.
like talking about it, and he's like, "Oh yeah, you can get this, and like you can fly, take photos for realtors, and they'll pay you like $100 for it." I'm like, "What, really?"
Yeah.
Because I had no money in my job, so
Right.
Yeah.
I was just amazed by that. And from that, actually, that's when I started getting into it. We got the license done, and then started flying the drones to the realtors, doing shoots here and there, and it was just a little bit here and there at a time. That's all it was.
We went to one of the drone lessons up in, was it Rochester?
Yeah, Rochester.
Yeah,
well, you got to be
right.
licensed, right, or something like that.
Yeah, you have to have a 107 license.
If you're doing it for commercial work, you have to have the 107.
Even if you make a penny.
So if you're not getting paid, you don't need a license at all.
You need now. The rule is you have a different certification you got to get, something called recreational pilot. Basically, don't be stupid. Don't fly over airports. Don't fly into over moving vehicles. Stay away from power plants. And unfortunately, a lot of people are still stupid about it. They just don't even know how to get that, and they're just doing all the things you shouldn't be.
Can you bring the mic a little closer to you?
Yep.
So
Either
from,
you move or
I
move the
moved
mic,
up.
whatever.
I moved up.
Yeah.
so from there, the only difference is you do all that shit, and now you're gonna make money. Now they want to charge you more for a license to do it.
I don't know what the recreational license costs because I never bothered with it,
Yeah.
but it's not bad.
Yeah.
Like, you take a test, you have to recertify every 2 years. It's $150. Not bad.
Yeah,
at all.
not bad at all. Sure.
Yeah.
Yep.
So with the recreational license, you can make income? Like you
No.
can. Okay, so only you have to have 107.
The fuck? Keep up here, Roman. We talked about this.
I'm just.
You're the one that told me if you make a penny.
Shh. I thought you said there's new rules, and I haven't been up to date with the whole.
That's the recreational. It's a certification. It's not a license, but close enough.
Okay.
But basically, it means that you're flying the drone for fun. You're not trying to make money. It's just
Okay.
recreational, and that's what.
Yeah.
that's
See, that didn't exist
Right.
before.
Trying to look in like neighbors' windows and shit.
yeah.
Roman says, "Shh."
He puts a mic on it. Shh.
It's okay.
Little tap on a little drone tap. Ding, ding.
But with the 107, so there were some fines on YouTube. I read an article where I don't know remember if it was like it was some tech article, and people were posting stuff on YouTube that they took videos with a drone, and then you know how you make money on YouTube from ads and stuff, and because that video was making them revenue, they were getting notified by FCC. They're like, "Hey, did you shoot this with when you owned a 107?" They're like, "No." So there was it's a new industry. Like people were just figuring this out, and the FCC was kind of going around slapping everybody's dicks, like
FAA, not the FCC.
FAA. Thank you.
God.
Thank you for correcting me, not letting me go.
Nobody wants to listen to you fly the drone.
FAA. There's so many acronyms. For
How about FUCK?
Yeah, is there a department for that? I'll sign up.
Yeah, it's called your butt. Watch out, he bends you over. You know what's happening.
Oh boy.
There's really no. I mean, you know, if you get in trouble doing something, there's really no. It's like, hey, don't do that. There's not like a much legal recourse as far as going to jail.
There is.
Not jail, but there's a hell of a lot of fines.
Yeah. Right.
So technically, let's say there's two types of that you hit with it. So like, let's say, because I'm the business owner and I'm the drone operator, so I get hit with 2 fines. So one, let's say if I break the rules on it and they catch me doing it, I'm going to get a $1,100 fine as the drone operator for whatever I broke for the rule. And then the other one is the business, I get a $10,000 fine. So now with my staff, for example, if they break the rules of the drone, flying too close to the airport or something like that, they get tagged on it, then they get that $1,100 fine as a drone operator, and my business still
Personally, they're responsible for it?
Yes.
Okay.
So if I'm a realtor, well, I am a realtor.
Yeah, if you are.
I'm a realtor and I hire Chris, and say, for example, Chris is not licensed and he flies, he gets $1,100 fine. You know how much I get a fine for?
$10,000.
$11,000.
Oh. But what if he is licensed and something goes wrong?
Then everything, well, then
That's all my problem.
that's okay. Yeah, I hired a license, but so that was a problem before. Realtors were like, okay, perfect. So a lot of like the laws were just catching up with technology, and it's still till this day. It's always laws trying to catch up with.
But as far as the fines work, so, you know, it's hard to dispute that you were caught near an airport. But if you're doing something else you're not supposed to do, how are you caught doing that?
A lot of times they'll catch you off of YouTube. So like,
Okay, so you're self-incriminating.
yes,
Right.
pretty much.
Okay.
Like I know a couple of years ago, my wife and I went up to Maine. We did whitewater rafting, and we were talking to the company that we did it with, and they were telling us that they had these great drone videos up there, and they were getting all these views on YouTube in it, and they got contacted by the FAA. Go, hey, do you have a drone operator that did this? And they're like, what's that?
Right.
So you know, they basically say, don't do it anymore, take it down. They do try to educate you not to be stupid.
So they'll like tell you,
Yeah.
So it's not immediate like, fuck off, here you go, you're fine.
Yeah, they really try to educate you first, and then you know you keep doing stupid things, then they're going to get you
But for you now in your business, you're able to do all this, and you will do this for anybody
within reason.
that wants to hire. Yeah.
Because I just got one where I refused last week because like they wanted drone photos, but I was literally in Medidale, right in the pass of where the planes take off.
Right.
I was like, we're not flying here.
Right,
It's
right.
It's not happening.
But I mean, it's not limited to real estate for you, is what I'm talking
Correct.
about. Like you will do weddings or, you know, whatever makes sense, like whatever people want.
Whatever makes sense.
Yeah,
'Cause
yeah.
I ain't doing a wedding.
Oh, really? That doesn't make sense?
No, I'm just not dealing with a wedding. That's all there's to it.
Right?
And fly away from somewhere else.
Weddings are tough.
Why?
Well, there's a lot involved.
Bridezillas are
a lot of people to manage. You know, it's
And drones are not quiet. It basically sounds like a angry weed whacker flying over your head. It doesn't sound good for you.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not saying like fucking buzz right here. Like I'm just saying like if you get like an overview or something or.
yeah,
Or
but
like-
then he would have to be hired just for that one shot. So I believe if a couple who's getting married hiring a photographer and they also ask for like an aerial footage, then the photographer might subcontract you for just aerial footage and done, and then you leave. You don't
Ideally,
have to,
yeah, I don't
you don't have to
nothing
deal with
else.
that. Yeah.
I like that.
So how do you get caught? So if you're not putting in a, all right, here's my
Are
theory.
you planning something here?
I'm
He's gonna fly a drone in front of my window.
no, I
He
already
doesn't have to. He already has a camera in your window. What are you talking about?
No longer coming to my house.
So I always try to scheme. Everybody knows this. Nudist beach. So like, how does anybody catch you if you don't put that video on and you want it for your own personal use? You fucking put it on turbo and take a picture of all the naked fucking chicks. I mean,
They're going to
Roman,
catch you by the calluses on your hand.
You know,
so they're going to catch you off.
you weed out the guy part and send it to Roman, but like the other, you filter it. But like, if you're like got a turbo and just fucking naked, whoop, like no one's gonna catch you.
They actually can.
Is there numbers on the drone that like people can see?
There's supposed to be numbers on the drone that are registered. Most people don't do that, admittedly, but they're supposed to be.
I used to put that on the inside of the battery.
Yeah, that works there. I have it on the outside of it, but
okay.
because technically once you register that drone and it's got that number on it, even if you like print it on a piece of paper and just tape it to it, it's technically considered a fairly registered aircraft at that point in time. So it's good for you because when they start bothering you, like, well, you're messing with an airplane pretty much. Not the same thing, but enough where you have that regulation. So there's also what they have the remote ID now, and with that is it allows them to triangulate where you are, where the drone is, your controllers, where you're standing. And they can figure that stuff out with different types of technology that's out there.
So is that activated at the time you turn on your drone?
Yes.
Okay, I see. So fuck, that ruins my theory. Jesus.
Chris, do you still till this day have to use that FAA app every time you launch?
That one specifically doesn't work anymore. There's a different one I use now that does the same thing.
Oh, okay.
And it's only if you're in like restricted airspace, authorization zones. That might be in what they call like 100 grid zones, like 100 feet up, and that's it. Depends on how close you are to airborne.
So if you check the maps, there's no airports nearby. Do you? Excuse me. All the beer's catching up.
Oh, yeah.
Do you still have to use that app for FAA clearance or no?
Only if I'm in a restricted zone.
Okay, that's because before it was every time you launch, right?
No. Because if you're in Class G airspace, which is just general airspace, you don't need to use that app. It was only when you're in restricted zones, so they knew where you were.
Okay.
What you were doing.
Okay.
So it's gotten a little bit easier in that way.
Yeah.
It's called the LANC system is what it is. It's low altitude authorization, something or other. I just click the damn button.
Yep.
That's all I need.
But it's quick. It's just as fast as
It's
before.
pretty fast.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was
It does
like
a good
seconds
job.
before.
If you do it through the app of the drone manufacturer, it actually doesn't get clearance. It'll say you can fly, but it doesn't mean you're legal on that flight. You have to authorize it through the other app instead.
Is what was it? 400 feet
That's the
max clearance. Is it still the same?
Oh yeah, that's staying the
Okay.
same because planes are supposed to be 500 and above on average, so that way there's a 100-foot buffer between us.
400 feet is fucking high, man.
You really don't need to go higher than that.
Right.
Yeah.
Not for what I do. It's like I'm shooting a house. Look at here's the little people walking down there. You don't need.
But so you also, so getting to your business, it's not just you do photography.
Yeah.
Right? You like so you will do what is the thing when people set up like a little tripod thing in a house and they do the what is
the Matterports and the 3D scans.
it looks like you can, and then like people online can kind of move their cursor and see what's that thing called?
Matterports.
Yeah, but
virtual
you do
tours.
that?
We do that. It's my least favorite thing to do.
Right.
I like shooting the
Because
houses.
it's time consuming.
Very time consuming, and it's just like, okay, you got to run over here. It's like you're just running around all the time. It's like run all the frames so you're not in the photo, then take the photo, then run back, move it again, do it again. Matterports are worse because they're like every 6 feet you have to redo it, where it's under this little 3D tours, it's like I got to do like maybe every 12, 15 feet. So not as bad.
So will you drone inside a house or just pictures? Still pictures.
Just pictures.
Yeah.
I'll use.
You'll fly through a house or something like that.
I have.
Yeah.
I like the ones where you've done where like you're flying into the front door and then you're flying out the.
And that's all with the gimbal, actually.
Oh, that's with a gimbal?
Yeah, because
Oh,
I used the
okay.
drone to bring it in. I just did one today. We used the drone for the outside stuff, brought it, and it looks like we're going to the front door. Then we switched over to the gimbal instead. We're just using our cell phone, and we're doing all the inside stuff with that. And then we look like we're flying out the back door. And I just
Yeah.
effect.
That's cool.
Okay. Yeah.
It's all like
all of the
editing.
tricks.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yep,
Magic
yep.
tricks.
Chris, take a sip of your coffee. It's getting cold.
Hey, I ain't gonna let that happen.
Yeah.
It's got vodka in it.
I'm very.
Oh, I'll be punching you in the head for that.
Here, punch him.
I'll punch both of you at that point.
You're gonna fucking collie him in the face.
So, Chris went through this transition where you were working full-time IT, full-time photography, and drone imaging and all that stuff. And then you finally reached that point where you're like, fuck you, you're cool, fuck you, and I'm out, right?
Yeah, pretty much. That's kind of how it went too. So
Give us a little, like, tell me, how did it feel like that day? You're like leaving, and
man.
like, what was that like? Because
that was the freaking best day ever. So it was actually about a year and a half ago. Yeah, about a year and a half ago. So it basically my job, because I was a director there, I gave him a 2-month notice that I was leaving.
Is it the nonprofit?
Yep.
Yep.
So I was there all that time, so honestly, I abused my status as the director so much of being a salary that I should have fired myself. Because I was training my staff to take over, and I always believe in you coach them so they can succeed in the jobs, you empower them. So they had an issue with something, I wouldn't be the type like, okay, here's how you do it. It's like, okay, what's going on? Look up these 3 things. These will help you find the answer you need to fix the problem. Because like you're in IT, when everything's burning down, you want them to be able to sit there and say, you got to be the calm in the storm and fix it, even though you're shitting bricks on the inside. Like, oh shit, we just lost everything. You got to bring it all back up. And it happens. So, I always encourage them. So then I'd be like, okay, I go do a shoot. I go take off, do a shoot, come back. Like, I had a long lunch, And I was just beyond abusing it. So I was like, I should have fired myself.
Yeah, double dipping. Yeah.
Oh, big time. I would freely say I should have fired myself.
All right.
So what happened though is the business got so good that, it was time to move. And I made sure that I could replace my salary for that first year. And I didn't have to worry about that. So I maintained that. And again, you're like, all right, I'm not 20 years old anymore. Haven't been for a hell of a long time.
You build a good buffer.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
I just wanted to make sure I had that. So then when I switched over, it was like, best day ever, done with the freaking job. And the funny thing is, last year we ran into some colleagues that we met at a workshop we did for real estate photography in Texas a couple years ago. So this one lady, Laura Lee, she's, we know Sharon and I know her. And what's happening, she sees us and she's talking. Sharon's like, Chris is so happy now. I've never seen him be this happy. Because I am.
And that's what happens with people. Everybody's afraid to make a leap, or most people are afraid, because there's hesitancy naturally. Oh, yeah. But once you do it, you don't realize how much happier you are because you did it.
Yeah.
It could because people don't want to leave the safety blanket.
There's more work when you're self-employed.
There's a hell of a lot more work.
There's less mistakes because you are the one.
And there's less of like someone breathing on your neck, like pressure. That pressure where you don't control. I'm okay with pressure that I can control. But when like there's people depending on you, there's bosses yelling at you, there's like all these checks and balances you got to go through, and you're like, fuck, it's just like it can be overwhelming. Yeah. But when you have your own stress, your own problems, you're like, oh, well, I can deal with this. I can put this aside. I can deal with that later. I feel like it is more not relaxing, but it's just like there's more control over the chaos.
There is, and you're dealing with a lot less politics. There's no politics, a lot less bullshit. So I'm much happier with that. So yes, things still go wrong. There's always, like you have to do stuff. There is some pressure, but but you're enjoying it. You're just a hell of a lot happier doing it.
Well, everybody should, not be afraid to be a business owner of some sort. Yeah, like nobody should really, unless you don't have any business acumen, right? Mm-hmm. Nobody should really be like, I don't want to own my business. Like, you should want to because of the things you guys mentioned, but there's trade-offs.
Well, if they don't want you, they don't want you.
I think the positives are way better than the negatives.
True. But you have some people that don't want to take those risks and they'd rather have that stable income, which is completely understandable.
Absolutely.
So actually my wife, she likes having that steady paycheck every time, and I completely get that. Mm-hmm. But she also covers the health insurance for us, so they're very important. Yeah. So, it's a trade-off. That's all it is.
Well, so it's not that people can't do it. It's that if you choose not to, okay. Yeah. But don't be afraid to do it if you want to.
Yeah. Or just you can take baby steps and get there. So you don't have to take the giant leap off the building and say, oh, did I put the parachute on first? Right. You can make sure the parachute's there and all your steps are in place and then take that.
Or in your case, rip off the current company you're working for and then double dip.
Well, I will say that the way they did it is there was an assessment done at one point in time, and they paid their IT department 50% of the nonprofit rates. Yeah. So I can't feel that bad.
Yeah, they kind of helped you to make that decision.
They really did. It's like it made a very low bar entry to make that transition over. So I get it. Yeah, I can do this.
Let's just pause really quick for an ad, and then we'll be right back. All right, Chris. When you left the place, there was a little bit of a show, right?
Oh, that shit was so funny. Yes.
A show?
It was a show, all right,
A shit show?
No, the shit show happened after I left, and I kept hearing stories like, what the hell happened? It's like, not my problem.
Your exit was also kind of epic, too.
It was. So what happened? So my staff thought it was hilarious. And, I try to have a good sense of humor with it. I try to have very good, rapport with everybody. So if the shit day happens, they can always talk to you and things like that. I wasn't just an asshole all the time. And so when I had to be an asshole to them. Right. So they got, basically it was like a unicorn, the
floaty thing,
that you'd put, and have in the pool. And it was a unicorn. It had like the rainbow hair on it. So they actually put that on my car. Had tassels coming off of it. I went outside. I saw that. I just burst out laughing. So there's a video of it where me getting in the car, waving goodbye, and just taking off down the road.
Was it fastened?
It was fastened.
Driving away with that unicorn floaty
Is it
thing.
like
So every time
was
that
funny.
pops up, I just laugh my ass off.
yeah.
Like, this was awesome.
Good.
You know?
And then when you left that day, what did you feel like?
It felt great.
I mean, you've been there for a while.
Oh yeah, I
you
was there
know?
for a long time.
Yeah.
And it was time to make the change. So actually, I went to Wegmans and I bought a roast for my wife. Now, this is this happy part. Yes, I know.
Yeah.
It's good.
But again, you got to think of it. It's like, okay, I'm doing this because my wife is supporting me in doing this, and she's making this happen because without a good, they say it's like a good wife can make you a better person, a bad one can make you, really shitty and not good at anything. So that's how I always looked at it. So she did that to help me because the support for that. So I made sure she knew I appreciated that, and I keep telling her, it's like, hey, I want you just to be happy. Do you do this job or something else? I don't care. I just want you happy. So. I'm happy as hell. So,
When you're in a relationship, whether dating, engaged, married, when you make these kinds of decisions, you kind of need your partner's support.
it helps.
Just even,
For sure. Well, yeah, it doesn't help. You need it.
yeah.
Well, you can do it on your own,
Right.
but it's going to be pretty damn
That's right.
testy at home for a
That's right.
while.
Yeah.
My wife, your wife, they're happy with us. Hopefully,
Hopefully.
So they say.
There's like,
make
just
it
get
look
the hell
that
out of
way.
here. Leave me alone for a
Rumor
while.
is, they call us podcast husbands or something.
How much do you pay them to say that?
Yeah,
That's
right,
a
yeah.
question.
They're on the payroll.
So, but it's because of their support and that we can do this, and then we can have you here. We can have all these guests we have on here, and then and be part of this community.
Because as you know, as a business owner, it takes away from your personal life. you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah.
And it's never what people think, oh, I'm going to work a business and just work, 30, 40 hours. It's like, no, you're doing about
Do you
70.
have kids?
We do. We have combined, we have two 28-year-olds and a 25-year-old.
Yeah.
We
So-
actually got 3 grandkids now, too. We just have
Hey, congratulations!
Is this their first grandpa?
I don't know.
Yeah,
It's
well,
our-
because-
it's our first grandpa today.
Yes,
Oh yeah, Peter.
Peter Fox.
Yeah.
I don't know. He
Well,
might
so
be.
it is accurate. It's our first grandpa today.
today, yes. So actually, our daughter just had her grandchild, her grandchild. Jesus Christ, I'm that old.
Your grandchild.
Yeah, our grandchild about 2 weeks ago tomorrow. So
Okay, so a little newbie, like a little bigger than this.
little tiny baby thing.
Yeah,
So, and actually, before I came here, I was sitting there like, because we always called our daughter a Cassie bug, or so what Sharon called her. So then this is like, her little peanut bug. I'm like, yeah, so we got Cassie bug, peanut bug, and the old lady right here. And then Sharon's like, and fuck you, bug. I totally earned that one. I would happily take that one.
Fuck you, bug.
Chris, how's it been with the growth of the business? Like,
Holy shit, has it been insane?
Yeah?
I am beyond grateful. So we were in coaching last year from other people that do real estate media companies too, just to, like, how can we get better? What we need to transition into. And what happened is last year they all talk about like, you got to do outreach and that stuff. And like, Instagram method, communication, and acquire more clients. We couldn't do any of it. Not one thing we could do. We had a lot of referrals, which I'm incredibly grateful for. But by myself last year, I shot 995 houses, which is an insane number.
Yeah.
So
995 houses in
would've
1
been-
year
yeah,
by yourself.
by myself.
But that's like rough math. 2.5 houses a day.
Oh, hell no.
Why?
Because you take Sundays off, so you're doing about 5 to 6 a day.
Oh, okay. I was going by
4 to
365
6.
days.
I can't do that. You got to have some day
I
off.
don't give a shit about what your schedule's man. Fucking work, bitch.
His math,
Oh, it's on now.
his math doesn't give a shit about you.
And fuck you.
I get it. So I'm just trying to figure out what that number is. That's a fuck ton, really.
It is. Yeah.
Either way you do it, it's a metric fuck ton.
So in the coaching groups we're in, I actually held the record for the most shoots in a month for
Yeah.
a single photographer. I think I did 124 in a month. So just cranking things out, which I'm very grateful for. I got very efficient at shooting quickly. But then this year, we've actually brought on 2 photographers. So they're part timers. They're done training now, so now they're shooting on their own. Little critiques here and there, but they're getting there.
Yep.
They're doing well. And the thing is, our whole point is that when I shoot, my wife shoots, or a photographer shoot, you can't tell the difference. It's
Right, exactly. Yeah.
So
that's
what
the
we-
idea.
yeah. So
That's
little
awesome.
tiny things. I'm like, we got to fix this. Got to fix this.
Yeah.
But it happens. You grow. You have growing
But
pains.
you're economy driven. Sorry, Roman. Are you home sales and things like this, like interest rates, all these things affect you and people buying. And so, I mean,
to a degree.
yeah.
They do to a degree. I say that because like the demand's still there, especially in Central New York right now with everything going on. So because of that, we're busy. And actually, the funny thing is, or kind of ironic, really, is like if it was in a higher demand market, you have a lot of agents that will just take cell phone pictures because they know the house is going to sell.
Right.
But the best way I ever heard it explained was another agent was telling a client one time, he's like, even if, the height of COVID and everything's like, always do everything, always put on the show because in like 5-6 years from now, when they're someone else in their family, cousin, brother, whoever wants to sell their house, they're going to remember what you did for them or what you didn't do for them. And then they're going to refer you that way. So because of that, we always make sure we take care of everything. And we've been very busy with that too. So as it changes and like, I remember like, 10, 15 years ago, it was basically you'd have to give away your microwave to sell your house at that time. Right. Now it's the complete opposite.
But you will go anywhere for the right circumstance. You're not limited to Central New York.
No, we're actually getting recruited up to Watertown, and I told them I have to build my Syracuse team first before I can.
But you'll do out of state things if it makes sense. I mean,
it's got to really make sense.
Right, exactly.
We talked about like resorts hiring you to do advertisement videos. Have you gotten any of those?
I have not even tried.
Just too busy.
Just way too busy.
Just too busy.
Are you at a point where you got to turn down work?
We've had a couple times we've had to do that.
That's good.
We're just we can't keep up with everything.
Yeah, every time I call him, he's like, I don't have time for you.
Yeah, I mean, it's good in one case because some people wouldn't turn it down, but then you're kind of struggling to get it done. But you're turning it down because you want that quality product that you already produce. To be done by right. Yep.
Like last year during the height of busy season, I was like 12 days out, and that's not acceptable. Yeah. That's why we have the team because you get that down to a realistic number.
What is that realistic number?
They always say like if by the time you get to like 4 or 5 days out on a waiting list to shoot houses, you need to put another photographer on your team.
So that number is based on so they want 4 to 5 days because it's going to sell?
No, because agents on average can't wait that long for the schedule to shoot a house because usually the clients are like, "Hey, I want this done now." It's like it's a giant hurry up and wait game.
Yeah. So, well, that's our country.
Yeah. But they really feel it a lot. So if they have to wait too long, it's an issue, and it causes problems for them. So real estate's a volume industry. So you got to turn around quick. You got to get the stuff to them, and then you got to get going.
And you guys have done stuff together, right?
Oh yeah, I've hired Chris, and I love the turnaround time. I mean, tell people what's the turnaround time and how you deliver the photos.
So let's turnaround time as far as pictures go, not like you turn around for Roman.
No,
obviously.
No. First off, I don't turn around. He wears a skirt, so that solves that problem right there.
I wear a skirt. Stop checking out my legs.
No, I just want to clarify.
Well, quit shaving them then.
Just the back, just the hamstrings. It's really weird.
It's only up to the knees.
That's really weird. Just a wax. Like, oh, Kelly Clarkson.
Oh man,
there's one.
No, of course I'm gonna hire Chris. I don't hire anybody else.
Yeah, so we actually, no matter how many shoots we do in a day, the photos are back the next morning. And I get up like ridiculously early where even the roosters like, what the hell is wrong with you? Because I get up at like 4 or so photos. I usually do between like 6 and 7 a.m. They're delivered to the clients.
Yeah.
So within 24 to 48 hours, the latest.
No, never that late.
Never that late. So video within 24 hours.
Yeah. Yeah, at the worst case scenario, 24 hours.
Is that standard for you guys?
Awesome. I mean, that's the fact that, so I remember before you would like get a photographer in there. It would take forever to get a photographer to get pictures done. You get pictures done, then you got to wait. They'll be like, 2 business days or whatever turnaround time.
Yeah.
And because when I first started in real estate, there weren't a lot of services for processing these photos, softwares. AI wasn't even existent back then, I don't think. No. Not at the what do you call it? Not at the level of like everybody can have access to. But it's just the game has changed. The fact that you can deliver within less than 24 hours. That's amazing.
Is that unique? Is that what most people do, or is that what you do? I mean, is that your niche? I guess I'm asking.
No, they should be doing it. The industry standard is next day.
Okay.
Some people still take a couple days in this area, but like the groups I'm in, the colleagues, we're all like next day delivery is how they do it. Usually they say between by 10 o'clock or noon, they have them delivered, but I'm up so early. Sure. It's like, no, we're going to deliver earlier than that. So once I start my day, I can just keep going all day long.
And if I have a client and we're signing a contract to list a property, and if I can have Chris scheduled the day before I'm listing it, That's perfect because by the following morning, I already have the photos. I'm uploading the documents, the photos, the listing, and all that stuff, and it's going on the market.
And you're editing, like you can add. There's probably not much editing, but you can add things like
There's actually a lot of editing, and I have a team member that does our editing for us. He's actually overseas, but
that also gets you still the next day.
Yeah, that's how I get him so early in the morning. Like,
Is he in Uruguay?
No, not Uruguay. But I get him back usually between 4 and 6 a.m.
Yeah, so he's probably ahead of you.
Yeah,
time zone. So yeah, that's good.
Yeah, and he does a great job. And like his work is so good, I just have to check it for like little things in case the photographers forgot to move a garbage can or something and fix that.
Yep.
But that's it. But like when his editing is so good, it's like I have acrylic crayons next to him.
Perfect.
So it's like I ain't editing shit.
Yep.
It takes too long. I'm just happy to outsource that.
Yep, absolutely.
One thing I want to ask you, and this is something I see in some listings when I look at properties, and I always look at properties, right?
Mm-hmm.
But
really? As a realtor, you look at properties? I'm shocked.
Weirdo.
Shocked to hear
I'm
that.
just it's a daily routine, you know. It's like you can't walk away from that. But there are things I see on the photos where like family calendars, family photos. Does your editor blur some of those things out?
Depends how big they are.
Okay.
Or I'll just Photoshop them off the walls entirely.
Okay.
So what happened last year, which really made me annoyed, was the local Realtors Association passed this rule. They started using AI engine, what they really did. But basically, like if there's photos of the families in the houses, you're supposed to take them out. But we're an affiliate member, so we get the emails. That wasn't any email as far as I knew. And what happened is one of the agents I work with all the time, we shot a house, and she got flagged with it and a fine. It's like, oh, you can't have these there. It's supposed to be down. Well, where the hell's the notification? Right. And that's what, everyone's kind of grumpy about that whole situation. But they just started flagging people instead, finding the realtors for it, didn't tell them. So it's like they get so much crap on their side too. So, sometimes it's like, I'll just Photoshop them out completely instead, especially with AI. Now it's so easy. I was like, all right, select it, boom, gone, double check it, colors are right, good. It's out the door.
Yep. Yep.
It's important because there are people or predators who would look at family schedules, and they would know where the kids are going to be or when the house is vacant and they can break in. That was always a concern. So with those like traditional calendars on the fridge, like then you're there taking pictures, you're posting, and that's the stuff they look at.
Yeah. You personalize a house. So like you take down those personal items they don't see. So the goal is you want to see someone else in that home, not the owners in that home. That's right. Yeah. So
I like how fast you are. When
sometimes that works against me. I feel bad.
that house, the last house you helped me shoot.
That was a big house, dude. We flew through that one.
Big house. You're like, all right, all lights on. You're like, he was like walking. He's like, all right, on, move this here, no problem. That's not in the way. Photo here. Moves the tripod. I need to get the link for that head on the tripod. That multi-adjustable. I love how quick you can adjust the angles of the camera on that.
It's Manfrotto 3-gear head.
All right. We'll talk about
that later. I'll send you the link.
Everybody knows that.
Yeah. What the hell? Why don't you know that shit? What the hell?
I might be able to use it in the studio or with some of our remote on-the-go gear. Yeah. It was so quick. I'm like, wait, how do you know it's straight? How do you know like it's locked in place?
Well, listen, I don't judge against anybody straight or not. That's a personal choice. I'm happy for them and whatever they choose.
That's right.
I was just impressed. And you like, all right, all the lights on, windows, shades open so you get natural light in. The funny part is you took a picture from outside with a clear umbrella.
Oh yeah, that's the fun part. It's like my Mary Poppins moments.
So it's raining outside, and he has this like see-through plastic umbrella, and he takes a picture, and then
so a picture of the house while you're underneath the umbrella.
Yeah.
Took a picture
raining.
of the umbrella.
No. Picture of the house.
It's raining.
The umbrella's to stop the water
gear
from
doesn't
on the gear. But then we literally convert it over to sunshine photos. There's no rain showing, nothing.
But the driveway's still wet.
Yeah, you got to deal with that, but still. It just stopped raining and the sun
stopped
came
raining. Yeah.
Driveway wet is like what a lot of people do in these photos, right? Like these, I see all these videos when they're selling new cars. It's always a car in the fucking snow, but there's never any tracks. and there's no snow on the tires.
Yeah, like what the hell?
How that would they just drop it?
It's
But
all
yeah.
editing work.
Yeah, I get it.
But so that's important that you guys do that, and that's awesome that you guys do that, because there's still those realtors who go around with fucking cell phones, take pictures, and don't pay attention to those details, and then they post those photos. They're the ones who are going to get in trouble.
I just saw one a couple weeks ago. It was a house local here. It went live, and like I was going through the pictures, looking at it, and sure enough, the photographer was in the mirror of the bathroom for some reason, and he had on a freaking ski mask.
Oh my god!
I'm like, what the hell is this? So I screenshotted that, sent that right to our VA. I was like, hey, you got to post this. This is too funny.
I hate those when like a realtor in the mirror taking picture. I'm like, stick your hand out, and then it's easy to crop your hand.
The right person in the mirror is okay, I guess.
Remember the eBay days that would have everybody taking the pictures of the TVs and they're freaking naked behind it. So I make jokes about that. I did a presentation last week. It's like, remember, we had people doing this in eBay. I don't suggest it, but
Did you ever see those photos with people like they're taking like a selfie and there's like a big turd in the toilet? There's like a big donger hanging out.
There's always
in the kitchen.
You always have to pay attention to the background.
Right. Yeah, you don't think about
toilet
it.
seats up. It's like, put the damn seat down.
Yeah, you eat less fiber, man.
Telephone
Or more. I don't fucking know.
As a contractor and a realtor, I often walk into some funny shit in homes.
Jesus Christ.
You gotta see something.
All right, I got the story.
Okay.
All right, I actually I've only told people the story in person. I've never put it online yet. I waited a couple of years, so you've heard
if you don't want to do it, there's gonna be many tens of thousands of people are gonna see this.
This is a funny ass story.
Right,
I gotta share.
All right, cool.
So, and this is actually when I was first starting out. It was this one agent. She's a very good agent. And we were shooting this, it was a multi-use building. So the bottom half was a business and the top half was an apartment. So there's a Leo zone for the business there. So we shoot the bottom half, no problem like that. Agent had to leave, go to another thing, but I'm still with the business Leo zone, no problem. We go upstairs, shoot the apartment. And now there's a tenant right there. So like, all right, they're talking. I'm moving out of the way, shooting everything. All right, got everything shot. I got the kitchen, bedroom shot. Oh, got to shoot the bathroom. So I have the camera in my hand here. I open that freaking door, walk in, and I've never been so grateful for frosted glass in my life. And here's this lady like this in the middle of the shower taking a shower. So I just like close the door, I walk back, like, shoot's done, thank you, and left. Next day, agent
Was
goes,
she appalled at it?
She didn't see me, luckily. I just
okay.
left.
All
I was done. I was gone. So then the next morning, the agents text me. She's like, hey, did you get a picture of the apartment bathroom? I was like, you need to call me. And I told her, and she just died laughing. It was like, oh my God.
Did they not know you're coming to take pictures? Like,
why didn't the guy say something? He was right there.
I know, that's another thing.
So I was like, dude, what's wrong with you? But but there, that was happened there. Yeah. Another fun story for you is like the day after I quit my job. And there's one realtor that owns this story, and I tell her, you need to share it. It's so freaking funny. So what happened is, this is actually during the wildfires in Canada that were happening. So we had all that smog.
Yep. Yeah.
So we were doing a branding session for her. We did the branding session outside, no problem. But then we go put the backdrop up to do the headshot. Mm-hmm. And the wind's so strong that it looks like I'm parasailing with the damn backdrop instead. So it wasn't happening. So it's like, okay, if you're okay with it, I'd like 10 minutes from here, we can go to my house and we can just do it there. And I can, get your headshot done. So she's fine with that. So I give her the address. I drive home and call my wife. Like I said, a woman's coming to our house. You're going to know about it.
That's right. Yeah.
I don't care about the cameras. You're going to know.
I'm turning all the cameras off.
I ain't messing with that game.
That's right.
So what happened is we get there, and then my family surprised me the day before with like a party because like, hey, I escaped my day job. Now you have to understand something. So we're walking in there, go through the dining room into my living room. I see something. I go to the realtor's like, I need to explain something before you see what you're staring at right now. And her eyes are like,
it's a fucking unicorn.
Oh no, it's not a unicorn. I wish it was the unicorn.
It's a blow-up doll.
So my 73-year-old mother thought it was hilarious to get a freaking blow-up doll to represent our daughter that moved to Florida, and it wasn't there anymore. So here is this blow-up doll that we didn't put away sitting in the living room, and this agent's like, what the hell is this? And I'm like,
I just guessed. I didn't even know this.
Because like what happens is, because our daughter was in Florida at the time, and we missed having her there, so my mother got that thing. They dressed it. They had a yellow wig on it for her, and that was in the family photos. So I actually sent her a picture like, listen, this is the actual photo of our family. This is not some creepy thing going on here. This got you freaked out. And And we've worked together since then too. I tell her, like, you own that story. It is way too funny for you not to share. It is awesome.
Yep. Well, having fun is obviously a big part of all of it, right?
You got it.
It's funny. You're like, let me explain this, and she's already like, holy shit.
You can't blame her too. It's like I've walked into houses. I've found like, here's the mirrors on the ceiling of where the bed was in the bedroom. Recently I found one where I'm shooting a primary bedroom and like here's the chains in the closet still there. There's the hooks for them.
Oh, for the Chinese swing or no?
Yeah. The Chinese sex swing.
Is that what it's called?
Yeah.
Because last time I called it something else. You corrected.
I don't know what you called it.
All right.
But we had someone from Fox
Sex
Pest
swing.
Control.
No, it was just sex swing. It's not Chinese. It's just
because
sex
Chinese
swing.
probably made it.
Yeah. It's made in China.
But we were on Fox Pest Control came in. He said he found like a 3-foot dong or.
Oh yeah, he said they were going
Jesus.
into.
Yeah.
He says, and it looked like it was recently used. I'm like,
He said we went in to spray this house and
For
they go
bed bugs or
into
something.
this bedroom, and there's a 3-foot dildo that's still wet. And he goes, I dared my boss to go like this.
like a sub, like
So one agent, the client was interesting, and I was just going to leave it at that. So then she sent me the picture. What it was is like getting the house ready for someone to come see it. And she takes a freaking 3-foot black dildo, puts it on the freaking pillow, says, hey, should I leave this here for them to see? And
Sure, we'll put a blanket on it.
so just like, all right. I was like, I don't think that's a good idea.
Yeah.
But when we shot that house, like I wouldn't leave the realtors like, okay, we're leaving together.
Right, right.
For your safety and mine. I don't trust these people.
It's one of those pictures like whoever it comes across, that person's got to be like, hey, like, honey, or hey, Mike, like, what? It's like they're sharing. Like, you got to see this.
why is it so small though?
3 foot?
Yeah, well, tiny.
I don't know what you play with at home.
That's called the horse dong that he's got.
Who was talking about cooking horse dong? You were early, right?
No.
No.
Was it last episode?
Oh, last episode we had a guest, and he said
they were like cooking
he
horse
said, we're
dick. I'm
preparing
like, what?
food, and this guy walks in with a horse dick.
I'm like you're eating it? Like what's happening here?
He's like, no, we were preparing sausages, peppers, and
Yeah, but you're eating it, like you're preparing it, right?
they were gonna eat it, I guess.
What's it taste like? I mean, you've had it before.
Pass.
You've had it before. Let me know what it tastes like.
I don't know.
Ugh.
I don't remember.
You ever seen an elephant dick? It's like
Hold on, you can tell me about it after this commercial break. Okay, really quick. We'll be right back. Okay, Frank,
so the elephant dick.
tell me about the elephant dick.
I don't know how to explain what it looks like. It's just like their trunk, but like if they get a hard on, are they like off of all 4 of their legs? It's like fucking, you can spin them.
It's dragging on the ground.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, so I saw a video the other day. It was someone's like, explain to me what's going on. It was an elephant with a hard on, and they were using their trunk and they're like stroking their dick.
Chris,
I was logged in as Roman. It comes on my algorithm.
no wonder my algorithm's all fucked up.
Sure, that's why it's fucked up.
Chris, this guy sends the funniest fucking videos. There's a quick true story. We're at Disney, right? We're in line to we're at
Are you talking about me?
yeah.
Oh,
Epcot. Yeah, we were
with the big fucking
Epcot
globe.
with the big globe ride. We're in line. He goes, did I ever send you that video where the monkey fucks a frog? I'm like,
There's all kinds of kids around and shit.
I was like, what? He's like, he goes, you got to see it.
That's the happiest place on earth.
The monkey was happy. The frog, not so much.
There are kids behind us in line, the parents, and he goes, he goes, watch this. There's like a monkey, takes the frog, like opens his mouth and he puts his dick in it.
Yeah, like it's like a video. Like he's he's just sitting there like looking like he's got the frog.
It's on YouTube, and then like the monkey passes it over to another monkey. I'm like, dude, where do you get this weird shit? He's like, and then what did you say me about the cow cyst being?
Yeah, like there's a cow that had a cyst on its hip, like a abscess, and someone goes in and like they take a big fucking knife and they like fucking poke it because it's like it's like leather, it's like tough. They poke it, the fucking thing drains for like 3 fucking minutes.
Jeez.
And it's like all disgusting. It's like milk coming out of there.
So his algorithm is all fucked up, but he has
Or like the turtle fucking the rollerblade. You ever see a turtle dick? You ever see a turtle dick?
No, I haven't.
Well, you should look. Turtle dick, like it telescopes out, And then at the end, it goes, and then at the end it goes like bat wings. And it's like fucking, like, they must like lock it in, but he's like banging this fucking rollerblade and it's going making all these fucking noises and stuff. Like, you gotta check it out, man. This is not my videos.
If there was ever a game, guess whose dick this belongs to?
He would win it. Yeah, Frank's got that down.
Guess the dick.
Guess the animal dick.
Yeah, well, YouTube. I mean, I don't sleep well. Shady side of fucking YouTube at night.
Yeah, that's on YouTube. All right.
It starts like children's
YouTube, YouPorn, whatever it is.
It starts with like, children's videos, and you just kind of go from there. Like, you just fucking keep clicking. Like,
You go from watching Smurfs down to fucking gay porn.
I don't know, it's Smurfette, Huh? But she was like, there's 100 Smurfs, and there's Smurfette, and there's like 99 guys. What do you think's happening here?
That's an orgy, right? That's a bukkake.
And you never knew who Smurfette had a baby with.
That's a bukkake.
It's a blue cocky.
We were playing Cards Against Humanity. You ever played that game?
Yes.
We were at a friend's house. We were playing it. And his wife had to Google. She's like, I don't know what that is. She goes, oh my God. But that's all. Yeah, weird shit you see at the houses. And I can't imagine. You probably see more than I do because you go into a lot more homes than I do.
Oh, there's
995 houses per year.
Well, that's a fun thing to do.
How's your experience with some of the your regular realtors?
Some of them have become actually very good friends.
Yeah.
Like there's a couple that, it's like if I'm having a stress day, they're having a stress day, we'll literally call each other while we're talking, drive back and forth.
Little venting.
Oh yeah, you have to. It's like I need a moment. Okay, there you go. Like Sharon's at work, I can't call her. She's actually pretty busy right now. She hears when I get home. I hear her stories when she gets home. But during the day, it's like, did you hear about this?
Is she a realtor?
No.
So would you ever be a realtor?
Hell no.
Yeah. I mean, just too much work to do both.
I can do tact when I have to. It doesn't mean I like to.
Yeah.
So I'm much.
So you can't go both ways.
No, I'm not going both ways.
He almost caught you there.
No, he did not. Not even close.
I was like, I didn't set the hook.
No, he did not. It's like, listen, you do that. That's fine. I'm not judging.
I don't do that.
You got the calcium back your throat. I want to hear it.
It's not. It's a target. It's a target.
You got ugly white teeth there, Frank.
Yeah.
That's all we're saying.
The whitest teeth ever came across. Whitest teeth ever came across. I'll do this all day.
You would.
I would.
But that's good. I think it's important to sometimes pick up a phone call and.
Yeah, you have to.
Yeah.
So some become good friends. There's some that
And they will understand.
Oh yeah, and there's some that it's like an oil and water thing, and it's like I'll admit there's only 2 people in the entire time I've done this so far where I just do not care for them. So I'm like, I don't have availability for like 3 weeks at a time, or I don't respond to the text for 3 days in a row. And of course, by then they usually found somebody else, or I just refer it out to somebody.
And those are the people that probably think they know better about what you're doing than you know.
Just difficult to work with.
Yeah.
They like to burn your time, and it's like everyone's time's valuable.
Yep.
And it's like, I understand we got to take care of things, absolutely, but you don't turn something that takes a half hour into a 2.5 hour process.
That's right.
So,
Right.
Well, like when you were at the house, I'm like, don't worry about the lights. I'll turn them off. Let's go next room. And I was like, what can I do to help? You like, get the fuck out of my way. That's practical what you said.
It's like, go stand there. That's all I need.
So, Chris, you also take amazing pictures when you travel.
I try to, yes.
And oh man, I have to share a few. May I?
Yeah, of course.
Your whale photos, your moon photos, like that blood moon.
Oh yeah, that was a couple days ago.
Yeah, the photos and the video you took of magma just coming out of the ground in Hawaii. It's like National Geographic stuff. Tell us about this prep for that. Like, how do you take this? How do you decide to do this? And how do you plan the whole thing? Because I'm sure this takes time. This takes planning.
If you're smart and you think about it, you plan ahead.
Yeah.
There's other times I just don't. So I just go and try.
Well, like the whole thing with when you took a photo of the magma.
I got lucky.
Like, did you know that was happening?
No. So we were actually in Hawaii during the whole Christmas time. December 23rd, I started getting a bunch of texts from my friends, and we're still on Maui at the time, and the volcano's on the Big Island. They're like, dude, the lava's going. They know that I've been wanting to get a lava shot for years. It's like one of the things I've wanted to do. So what happened is we were going over there on, I think it was the 26th or 27th. And the day before we went over there, the lava stopped. So we're like, well, that kind of sucks. So, and then where we were staying is actually about a 2-hour drive to where Volcano National Park is. So the one thing I do is we get there and like I called them up and I was very surprised I actually returned the call. So I left the voice. I was like, I don't want to be the dumbass tourist that you have to save for doing something stupid and being someone who's not supposed to. I didn't know where to go to see the, if the lava's flowing, where to go see it. So they actually built, they call it the Volcano House. So you have this nice house, this building they have there. It's got a nice viewing area. It's actually got like some units you can rent out there so you can stay in the national park. And what happened is this is actually 2.5 miles away from where the lava is actually flowing right now. So when we got there that night, Sharon found like a live webcam feed into the national park so you can see the lava. So we got up at 1:30 in the morning and, and the traffic is so bad. They're saying like, you really need to get there before like 4 a.m. if you want to find parking. That's how crazy it is. So we got up at 1:30 in the morning, looked at the live feed, and the lava was flowing. All right, get clothes on, go, we're gone. We take off, we got to go see this. So I go there, the national park, this building they have, the lava house, is this great freaking building. It's got this great viewing area. So we're out there. We didn't even think of bringing our winter jackets from the plane. So we're being basically what we call the blanket tribe. So we took our towels from the hotel room. We got those wrapped around us.
Blanket tribe.
Yeah, well, that's what they call it actually. Yeah. So like when you go to like Haleakala, it's a crater on Maui, and like you'll go there, you see the sunrise above the clouds. It's a great experience. Nice. But you'll also be a part of the blanket tribe because it's so cold. So you're gonna bring your blankets.
Well, what is so cold? Like
your elevation is so high.
Like, was like 50 or 40 or like 10?
Don't know because I'm just too early in the morning to remember.
Yeah. Cold enough.
We're going soon, so I just want to know.
Are you going to Hawaii?
Yeah.
If you want, I'll give you ideas, different things. If you don't, no problem.
Not we.
I'm not judging what you two do.
All right.
Listen,
I just want to clarify
this. Podcast husbands, I'm not judging.
Ether makes him not know what's going on. So.
Yeah.
So we went there and we literally set up that camera. We're 2.5 miles from where that is. And like the shot I got, I actually turned it to print and put it in the house.
That's amazing.
So yeah, I have the video of it, showing the lava flow. And at that time, those were about 60 feet high. Just we're so far away from it, it just doesn't look it. But that's how big it was there. So we went there and I went there 3 days in a row just to shoot it because I had no idea if I had any good footage or not. So I just kept going back, shooting more just in case. So I literally finished December 31st. I started the end of the year on top of an active volcano. So, and I called my daughter up. So I was like, I gotta call you from here because this is just too cool.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
Absolutely, yeah.
So it's spontaneous, but you just happen to have the right lens.
I brought it because, how we can go to Maine to go whale watching here and how cold that is. Oh, bullshit! Don't do that.
Yeah,
you go around between late December, but more towards like January to March, it's whale breeding season in Maui. So you'll be on the beach and you will watch whales breach right in front of you from the shore all the time.
You can watch whales bang?
Breach, not bang.
Oh.
This is different.
Did you say breach?
Breach.
Breach. Bang was already in my head.
As soon as you said whale.
Doing that too, but.
What does that look like?
Whale, all he was thinking about was whale dick.
What does that look like?
But some of the breach
whales banging.
I don't know what it looks like, Frank. Why don't you
picture that?
You can
get an underwater drone.
You can take classes from Coach Sanfilippo, become a scuba diver, and then go watch whales.
I'm sure it'd be like a cloud of
But some of the photos that you have of whales breaching out of the water, amazing shots. Yeah, amazing
that's
shots.
Why I like to go that time because you're so likely to see them. And like the last one I got with whales breaching, we were actually in what was it? Kauai at the time, and we were just doing a dinner cruise. We weren't even supposed to be there. It was that time of year.
So you should have your camera on while you're.
I always have my camera. I'm on vacation. My cameras are my carry-on bag. That's it. So, but I had that there, and by chance, Will was there, and I just grabbed the shots, and it's fun. One of my friends, he's sitting there. You hear him recording on his phone. Also, you hear. He's taking as many shots as I can.
Yeah.
We got a good one that came out.
Yeah.
That one's now hanging up in our dining room. So.
Perfect. Yeah.
We were in.
That's cool.
Last year we were in Oregon and we went on whale watch, and not even half what you like. Maybe we catch a tail, but same. Yeah. The tail comes out of the water and in so fast. Same thing's like brrr, just like hold that shutter button and just keep taking photos. And then I'm in the hotel room like, fuck, 500 photos. I got 4 good ones.
Yeah, that happens a lot.
That's the whole fuck you. That's cool. Fuck you.
But imagine if you had film. You're
Yeah, you
fucked.
can't do that then. Then just
You're
like
fucked, yeah.
it's that one shot and that's it.
Yeah, that's so I wanted to just kind of highlight some of these other images you take. I've seen some people use drones to locate where the whales are because from above you can see through the water better.
Yeah.
And then they're like, okay, so we're gonna take the boat there and then like get your cameras ready.
It's actually hard to do that.
Yeah.
I've flown the drone from the beach before. Like the last time not this trip, the time before that we went, I wasn't going to bring the drone at all. And Sharon's like, you should bring it. And I was like, all right. He's like, oh, we can put it in a carry-on. So we did take it. And, well, the last day we were in Maui, we're sitting there and I got the drone just sitting there. It's sitting on a blanket on the beach. I got basically another blanket over just so it doesn't overheat. And then we see whales in the distance. And I'm like, okay, I got to do this. So fired up the drone, shot it out there. But there's so much blue, even as big as whales are, you have a hard time finding them. So I'm like, I'm looking for a little spout to pop up. And you still have to keep 300 feet away from them no matter what. So the other shots I got at that point was I got one, it's actually on my phone where the whale was actually, it was coming out of the water and it breached right on that. So I have that shot. Now, in the actual image that it was the mother and the baby were up here, and then the bottom right corner, that was the male escort that I have his breach in there. I just like cropped in really far on it.
That's cool.
So it looks like I'm close to him, but I was pretty far away.
Yeah.
You just got to keep that distance just because they're endangered. So
Yeah.
You have your photos online for sale?
I do somewhere. I don't even know.
Do you remember the website?
Well, it's under, if you go to Chris_Thompson.photography on my Instagram, that has a link over to it.
Okay.
And that's where that is. 'Cause I do have some photos up there.
And they're high quality, so if people want to buy them and then get them printed to hang in homes or
you can put 'em-
whatever.
They're all high quality photos.
Yeah.
Like the Grand Canyon's like 50 meg files. So you can put that probably at least 5-6 feet wide, maybe 10 feet.
Wow.
It'll just cover all that distance.
Wow.
So over the mantle place, eventually I'll have that. I want my big lava shot. Now that's up. So, we took another one from Black Sand Beach and we just put that into like, you got those, the prints where it starts the middle one that's a little bit smaller.
Yeah,
on
like
both sides.
smaller and then larger to the middle and then smaller. Yeah.
We just did that with Black Sand Beach. We have that up on the
I
other
saw that.
side.
That was pretty cool.
But, it's what I do. So it's what I enjoy.
Yeah. I love it. And you do some of the like athletic staged, like with some props and things like that.
Yeah.
Where they're diving and stuff like that. Like
I haven't been able to do that yet, but we do like the dramatic sports lighting. So we'll have that. We played around with that. When I was trying to learn that, I actually had my niece over and she loves Harry Potter. So we did a session with her for that. So I had like, the lights behind her and she likes Ravenclaw. So she had the blue smoke coming up behind her like that. She had fun. She was like 11 or 12 at the time. So she had fun with that.
Chris, I still want to do that idea I had.
What one?
So I don't know if I told you,
We're
Frank.
not doing a porn film. I already told you.
No. My wife said,
Photoshop my face on Chris. I'm not doing that.
my wife said no to that. But the flammable foam.
Oh, yes. I want to do that.
So I have this idea. We're gonna get a beer that has like flame on it or something on the art, and then I'm gonna shave my head. I'm gonna put that flammable foam on my head. I'm gonna light it on fire. I'm gonna have the beer with my hair on fire.
All right, cool.
Not my hair, my head, because I'll have no hair.
Yeah.
We'll do it.
We can do it, yeah.
And I'll just I have this wax, not wax. It's
lube.
like a no.
I
When
was just thinking that too.
of course, you fuckers. It's this after you shave your head. It's like a treatment to put on your head, and I think they'll kind of protect me from.
Is it called Frank's?
Yeah, aftershave. After Frank.
I thought we were friends, Chris.
What, you don't bust my chops?
Of course, I bust you chops.
There you go.
I had to zoom in on camera because you're so little.
Well, exactly. Then the giant forehead flashing off the top of it. So
Hey,
there
what do
you
you think
are.
happens to me when I shave? But
We're actually going to play this video on your forehead.
You could. You should do it right here. Put it right there.
Your forehead's the background.
display.
Put that note for your editors to make a B clip like that. That'd be freaking hilarious.
Let's plug all the businesses,
Absolutely.
websites, so people can buy photos, prints, and things like that, or hire you for real estate service.
Yep. So the real estate business is CST Media Productions, and basically we do all real estate media at the one-stop shop. They need photos, video, drone, floor plans, anything. We do all that to make their life easier, especially the real videos are very popular right now. And then for the personal side of stuff, so like, you're talking portraits, maternity, family, things like that, that falls under Chris_Thompson.photography on Instagram and Facebook. And that's me doing the personal side of stuff. So it's like, your creative outlet where, you shoot a house, it's standardized how you do it. So this lets me be more creative. So those are the two main things we use right now and the fun we have.
And the website to buy those photos.
It's linked under the Instagram. Chris_Thompson.
Okay, so on Instagram, click on the link, go to the website to buy the photos.
Yes, and that's where that's at.
Awesome. Chris, thank you so much for making time to come over.
Thank you, guys.
Sorry for a little miscommunication at the beginning.
So I got stuff done I need to get done. All good.
Okay,
There's
good.
no issues. It's like, okay, I got X, Y, and Z done. Boom, problem solved.
Okay, awesome. Well, I appreciate it. And hopefully we can do this again.
Yeah, love to come back and play.
Welcome back, and we can always, if there's anything new or new services you want to offer. But also to all of our listeners, thank you for following us. Thank you for listening. Follow us on hoptopnetwork.com. Instagram, still planning on doing a 4,000 followers giveaway. Our last one was at 3,000 followers. Our website, BrewsNBanter.com. If you want to be a guest on our show, please go through there. And anything else? We got a few things coming up. There's going to be an event. October gun show.
So yeah, we might have a booth at the October
Gun show.
Fairgrounds gun show.
And I think we'll be just wrapping up with the Budweiser event.
Budweiser event's the end of April.
Yeah. So if depending on when this comes out, you'll either be hearing this after or before, but there will be highlights posted as well. So Chris, thank you for coming.
Thank you, gentlemen. Fun time.
And thank you everybody for listening.
Thank you.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye.